Can you try now? Yeah.
Yes, it's recording now. Okay. So in the last verse we discussed in 16:9 how demoniac are trying to destroy the civilization by inventions. Back then, 60 years ago, they invented the nuclear weapons, and now they are inventing cryptocurrency, viruses, and even antivirus or the whole vaccine industry is also a controlled industry, right? Only a few companies received $1 billion grant from Trump. So again, only a few are controlling this whole process. So we have to understand that demons are not doing anything good for the society, and their inventions actually cause long-term damage. Short term, it will give money to a few, but long-term damage to a lot of people. Also, right now, American government printed $3.4 trillion in 2020, and now this year they want to print $1.9 trillion. So at some point, dollar will fall, right? So what are you going to do about it? I don't know what. I bought some land in Texas as a safety measure. At least I'll have something physical if dollar collapses. So you have to figure out what you want to do individually. Some people say gold, but that's also not a very safe bet, right? Because gold can be stolen from you. There are like one Indian family, Telugu family in New Jersey. They bought 5 kgs of gold over a period of time. They have total of 5 kgs of gold. So one fine day, the thieves came with metal detectors and stole all 5 kgs worth of gold jewelry. So in one day, they lost it all, right? Like Telugu people typically like to have a lot of gold. All gone. One shot, one jetka, everything gone. So very difficult, huh? With this demoniac society, you don't even know. You work hard, you pay taxes 33%. Even whatever you earn is very difficult to protect. Personal experience, I'm telling you. So now let's go to the next verse. Kamamashritya dushpuram
काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरं
damba manamadhanvitaha
दारुणां वदति
mohad grihitva sadgrihan
मोहात्
मोहाद्गृहीत्वा साद्गृहान्
pravartante asuchivrataha.
प्रवर्तन्ते अशुचिव्रतः
Like the people in ISKCON, they take Suchivrata. Suchivrata means cleanliness. They'll say, I'll follow the 4 regulative principles, which is basically making your heart clean. No gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no, what is the fourth one? Meat eating, meat, fish, and eggs. So these demons, they take Asuchivrataha, means they will take a vow to be unclean. They will break all these 4 principles. That's how you can distinguish the demons from devotees. Even we have a little bit of demoniac tendency because in 401k you may invest in stocks and you're seeing them grow, but at what cost, right? The stock growth is at the cost of societal destruction. One Rompad Maharaj disciple, he was working in the Wall Street, making 250,000 a year. So he quit that job after he got initiated, and he took a simple job, cooking prasadam and selling. So he got into that business. I mean, do you think he's a fool? On the face of it, it looks like a fool making $250,000 in Wall Street and quitting and making only like maybe 80K cooking prasadam and selling. On the face of it, it looks like he's stupid. But he saw what kind of criminal things happen on the Wall Street, right? It's a everybody's cheating everybody else. So he quit that job and he took up a prasadam job. Prasadam job is very safe job because what you're doing, you're cooking, you're offering to Krishna, and you're selling it in a restaurant. Very safe. There is no bad karma involved. In every job that we do, like I did a project for Department of Defense. Now maybe my contributions will be used in some negative way by someone sometime in the future. Who knows, right? We don't know. So I'll get the karma, bad karma, if they misuse it. But prasadam business, very, very safe business. So we should all technically, like that Srila Prabhupada used to ask his disciples to go into prasadam business. start like go in the restaurants. You still have to live, right? You have to make money. It's not like you will starve and die. But prasadam business is safe because you are cooking, you're offering to Krishna, and you're giving prasadam to the general population. They are also getting purified. So that's a very safe business from a spiritual point of view. So something to think about. A lot of people are in that. Like I know one person who was working for either Standard Chartered or one of those Asian banks in Vancouver. So he quit his job. He was making close to $250,000 a year. He was a vice president there. Then now he cooks and sells prasadam in Vancouver. A lot of times he doesn't even sell. He just gives it away for free. And once in a while he has to make some money, right? He takes some money. So there are people like that. It's not like everybody's into sinful business. What we do even in IT is kind of borderline sinful. I mean, it's not directly like killing animals or anything like that, but whatever software you build, right, can be misused. In many cases, it will be misused, especially if you're using embedded software that is built into Raytheon missiles, and the missiles are used to kill some innocent women in Iraq. You are going to get that karma. How can you escape, right? It's not possible to escape that karma. Or like if you are like Disha Mataji running UPS stores and somebody transports pornography, posters through UPS packages, she will get that bad karma. It cannot avoid it, right? Any sin that is done using you as a vehicle, you will get bad karma. So we have to think through these things. What is my business in life? My business is serving Krishna. So how I make a living is also very important. You have to be very, very careful. Okay, Disha, read this.
She isn't here right now, so I can read it.
Okay, read it.
The purport.
No, the translation.
Okay. Taking shelter of insensitive lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac thus illusioned are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent.
Yeah. So what does impermanent mean? Anybody?
Which is not permanent.
Which is not permanent.
Yeah. Which is what in our day-to-day activity? Almost everything, right? Other than your chanting that you're doing, everything else is impermanent. So like, I came, whenever I travel, I notice this. What I see like 1 year, 2 years or 3 years ago, I see a deterioration in that building structure and everything. So that shows that nothing is permanent. Everything is getting destroyed over a period of time, right? So only our chanting is permanent because it is worship to Lord and thinking of the Lord. Everything else will redo, right? You may buy a new car. Is it going to stay new forever? No. You may have a good job. Is it going to stay there forever? No. Like, are boundaries of the country permanent? No. No. Texas has a right to secede from the Union. You know that, right? Texas, in the Constitution of Texas, it is written that they can get out of from United States if they want to. So right now the Mexicans are pumping right and left the Mexican people into Texas so that one point they want to become 51% plus. Then they can exercise that right to secede and form a new country, the Hispanic folks. Right? That's a possibility. Right now, it's not, they are not allowing it to happen. Trump tried to build a wall, which was a good thing, not a bad thing actually. And Biden said no more funding to the wall. if you are following the news, you'll find that Los Angeles is just crossed 51% Hispanic. So it's no longer a white dominated city. So who knows what can happen there, right? Somebody may have, different ambitions. They may try to form their own city or own country or whatever there. So because in Kashmir, that's exactly what was happening. Modi did a very good thing. He repealed that, what is that number called? That law. Anybody know? So that they don't secede and form their own country. So it's like that. Nothing is permanent. Country boundaries are not permanent. So what is permanent? Except you're chanting, nothing is permanent. Even your eyesight is going weak, at least mine is. Body strength is going down. Bank balance is going down. Nothing is permanent. So the demoniac are always doing unclean work, like we talked about in the last verse, right? Unclean work is like what? Cryptocurrency, inventing, video games. We did not even talk about video games. Kids are now not studying anymore. Like when we were growing up, we used to have very good physics and mathematical skills. My kids don't have the same level of physics and mathematical skills. Why? Because of TV, movies, video games, so many things. So there's so many distractions. Harulas Maharaj calls them weapons of mass distraction. So these are all the work done by demons. Oh, by the way, I should tell you this. I'm doing job hunt right now and I'm going through some interviews. One of the job description, literally this is the description. Create addictive experiences. So they want to hire somebody like me to develop software to create addictive experiences so that people cannot go away from that site or that service or that offering. Everybody know what addiction is?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, right. So the job description said create addictive experiences. That is the work of demons. Okay, Jaypal, read.
Yes, Prabhuji. The demoniac mentality is described here. The demons have no satiation for their lust. They will go on increasing and increasing their insatiable desires for material enjoyment. Although they are always full of anxieties on account of accepting non-permanent things, they still continue to engage in such activities out of illusion. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way. Accepting non-permanent things, such demonic people create their own god, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly. The result is that they become more and more attracted to two things: sex enjoyment and accumulation of material wealth. The word Asuchi Vrataha, unclean vows, is very significant in this connection. Such demonic people are only attracted by wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. Those are their asuchi, unclean habits, induced by pride and false prestige. They create some principles of religion which are not approved by the Vedic injunctions. Although such demonic people are most abominable in the world by artificial means, the world creates a false honor for them. Although they are gliding toward hell, they consider themselves very much advanced.
Yeah. So these are some key points here: attracted by wine, women, gambling, and meat eating, which means basically when this word woman is used, it's for sex. That's what it means. So they create their own god, own hymns, and chant accordingly. So there is something called National Wine Day. Just like we have Janmashtami, they invented this new thing now, National Wine Day, February 18th. So as if they are not drinking every day, they invented a new thing called National Wine Day. Drink wine day, not just make wine day. So this is the work of demons. And then maybe one day they'll come up with National Sex Day. Then everybody should have that on that day, something like that. So these people are inventing something every day. And in Japan, practically the family institution is breaking down and people don't have time to marry. They are working 16 hours a day. So they have invented robots for sex. So that is again the work of demons. So we talked about wine, women, gambling. Of course, gambling, you cannot, you'll be surprised not to find gambling anywhere, right? Online gambling, Las Vegas, stock market itself has been converted, cryptocurrency, right? Even a rich guy like Elon Musk is into that kind of gambling. I mean, he doesn't need that extra money, but he's also doing that. He's the world's richest man, right? So today's world's richest man is a great gambler. He's doing cryptocurrency. So he's not satisfied. That is the problem, right? Even if you become the world's richest man, you're still not satisfied, because without Krishna, you will never be satisfied. That's the key point one has to quickly and firmly establish in your brain. Without Krishna, you can never be satisfied, right? You would think, oh, somebody got a seat in Harvard and they're happy. But then you'll find out they're not happy. You think somebody got into MIT and they're happy. There's one gentleman called Push Singh. He's from Delhi or somewhere around that, Punjab. He got a seat at MIT, he went there. He should be happy, right? No. He was doing his thesis and he was unable to solve a problem, so he committed suicide. Such a foolish fellow, right? Why are you not satisfied? Be satisfied. You may not be able to produce the best research paper, but why do you have to commit suicide? So this is what happens. Nobody is satisfied in this world. That's because satisfaction is nothing to do with matter. Satisfaction has everything to do with Krishna. So that satisfaction is lost. And Srila Prabhupada makes a statement. He doesn't say they are going to hell. He starts the sentence, although they are gliding towards hell, means it's like a foregone conclusion. They are all gliding towards hell. They consider themselves to be very much advanced. And also the problem is world creates a false honor. They'll pump these guys. They'll put Elon Musk's picture on every page. As a result, they lose a lot of sense. They think, oh, now I've become something very big. So that is the standard of demoniac culture. So let's move on. So Radha Mataji, you came after half the class is done. So you have missed the most of the important things.
Yeah, sorry, Prabhuji.
So according to you, what is the start time of the class?
7:30, I assumed 7:30 to 9, but it looks like it's 7 to 8:30.
Yeah, it's not looks like, it is. We announced this a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, every
So what
time
is the
I'm
start time,
thinking of
Jaipal?
7, Prabhuji.
7, yeah. Okay. Because what happens is you will lose the essence of what is being discussed. You'll get some points here and there, but the overall effect is lost. Okay. Chintam aparimeyam cha.
Chintam aparimeyam cha
Parimeyam cha
प्रलयान्तमुपाश्रिताः
प्रलयान्तम् उपाश्रितः
कामोपभोगपरमा
कामोपभोगपरमा
एतावदिति निश्चिताः
एतावद् इति निश्चितः
आशपाशसतैर्बद्धाः
आशपाशसतैर्बद्धः
कामक्रोधापरायणाः
कामक्रोधापरायणः
ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम्
इहन्ते कामभोगार्थम्
अन्यायेनार्थसञ्चयान्
अन्यायेनार्थसञ्चयान्
They believe. They means who? Who are we talking about? What did we talk about in the last two
Demons.
verses? Demons. Yeah.
demonic people.
Demoniac people. Yeah. So demons means they are fully demoniac, but most people are becoming demoniac. So demoniac is the right word to use. So they believe that to gratify the senses means sense of taste, touch, smell, right? Like in Hong Kong, there is a restaurant where if you go, it's very expensive restaurant. Meal may cost like several $100s. So they will ask you to pick a bird. They'll cut the bird's tongue off and fry the tongue right in front of you and serve you. For that kind of delicate, not delicate, what they consider as delicacy, you have to pay hundreds of dollars. So these are all new inventions for sense gratification. Of course, for the whole sexual thing, there are so many things going on, right? Nightclubs, various kinds of things. You cannot even imagine what's going on. So much nonsense. Food also, there is so much nonsense going on, especially killing animals in the name of gourmet food. Movies and pornography, of course, that is there for the eyes. For the ears, in the name of invention, so many new tunes which are actually destroying your head, your brain. All this crazy rock metal and all that, it's actually slows your thinking power. It's been a proven fact. So those are the senses and the sense gratification. So until end of their life, their anxiety is immeasurable. A lot of Wall Street brokers are constantly taking drugs because they're always under stress. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Yeah, but if you do it illegally or legally, it's still, if the money is used for sense gratification, you are considered a demon. And if you are considered a demon, then you go to hell. And then maybe you'll not get back human life again. So this applies to us also, not just to the demons. If we secure money for sense gratification, means enjoyment beyond roti, kapda and makan, food, clothing, shelter. Shelter doesn't mean 16-bedroom home. Shelter means basics only. Previously, basics used to be just like a, terracotta tile home. 4 pillars, some wood, on the roof you'll have tiles, and then you cook in one kitchen, you do some puja, chant Hare Krishna and go back to garden. Not these fancy buildings, right? What can we say? Okay, Radha, read this. Radha Mataji. Okay. Naga Prabhu, please read this.
No, I'm there. I just couldn't unmute it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Go.
Yeah, the demonic accept that the enjoyment of the senses is the ultimate goal of life, and this concept they maintain until death. They do not believe in life after death, and they do not believe that one takes on different types of bodies according to one's karma or activities in this world. Their plans for life are never finished, and they go on preparing plan after plan, all of which are never finished. We have a personal experience of a person of such a demanding mentality who, even at the point of death, was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more because his plan were not yet complete. Such foolish people do not know that a physician cannot prolong a life even for a moment. When the notice is here, there is no consideration of the man's desire. The law of nature do not allow a second beyond what one is destined to enjoy.
Yeah, so we will not get even a second of life beyond what one is destined to enjoy. That's why they say destiny. He's destined to do this, like that, right? I remember we took my father to Atlanta in a hospital, Atlanta, Georgia. And we put him in hospital and they gave like oxygen cylinder, this, that. 17 days, his life was prolonged artificially at a cost of $120,000, and he still died. So that is Prabhupada's point. Why? Why do you want to try? Back then I was not a devotee, so I didn't have this concept. Why are we trying to prolong anybody's life just like that, unnecessarily? So laws of nature do not allow a second beyond what one is destined to enjoy. And those last 17 days, did he enjoy anything? No, he was just lying on a hospital bed with pipes through the nose and mouth and, intestines, and here and there, everywhere there was a pipe. In case you don't know, when people come closer to death, there is a pipe for your urine and pipe for your stool, because the natural randhras, the holes, will get clogged. So doctors will make holes and put these artificial pipes. At that point, what's the point of living even, right? Think about it. What's the point of living at that point? But that is our civilization. Oh, what did we achieve? Yes, we prolonged somebody's life by 10 days at a cost of $200,000. And the fellow didn't enjoy anyways. He had so many pipes that he could not even move on the bed. So prolonging life is unnecessary. Right? In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is saying, what's the use of living like a tree which lives hundreds of years, like the banyan trees, the tall trees, pine trees? They live for hundreds of years, but they are not able to serve the Supreme Lord. So what's the point of such a long life? So better to live a short life and serve the Supreme Lord. That's the point. Yeah, this is one other point. The super soul is observing the activities of the individual soul. So Paramatma is observing me whenever I do something nonsense. What happened? I think I went to the previous thing. So super soul is observing our activities at every second along the way. In the Upanishad, it is said there are two birds. One is the acting bird, and the second is the witnessing bird. Witnessing bird is called Param Atma, acting bird is Atma. So everything that we are doing, good, bad, ugly, is being observed by the Supreme Lord. But demoniac, they say, okay, there is nobody observing me. Although he has Paramatma in his heart, he ignores that fact. And they invent, like we talked about 2 verses ago, they invent their own God. One person was saying, yeah, Jesus is God. Like Jesus said he was son of God, but this fellow was saying Jesus himself is God. And we don't have to do anything. You just believe in him and he will take care of you. So this is a new religion now. even beyond the religion that Jesus himself started. So you believe in Jesus, everything is taken care of, which means you can keep on going on sinning, right? So that's one other form of atheism. So instead of saying I don't believe in God, they say, yes, I believe he's taking care of everything. Now I can go on doing all the sense gratification nonsense I want to do. So that is the challenge of life. Idam adya maya labdham.
Labdam
Imam prapse manoratham.
imam prapse manoratham
Idam asti idam api me.
idam asti idam api me
Bhavishyati punardhanam.
bhavishyati punardhanam
Asho maya hatah shatrur.
aso maya hatashratur
Anishye chaparanapi.
anisye cha paranapi
Ishvaroham aham bogi.
ishvaroham aham bohi
Siddhoham balavan sukhi.
doham balavan sukhi suhi
Adyo abhija navanasmi.
adyo abhijanavan asmi
Konyosti sadriso maya.
konyosti sadriso maya
Yakshe dasyami modishya.
yakshe dasyami modisya
Iti ajnana vimohataha.
iti ajnana vimohitaha.
The demonic person thinks so much wealth I have today, I'll gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now and it will increase in the future more and more. He's my enemy, I have killed him and my other enemies will also be killed. I am lord of everything, he says. I am enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful and happy. Ishvaroham aham bogi. Srila Prabhupada used to quote this a lot. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity. I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. See, what happens is when you earn a lot of money, you give some charity also. And you think, look how great I am. That is another ignorance. They also perform sacrifices, just like classic Hindu people. They also do some sacrifices, but their goal is Ishvaroham aham bogi. Krishna, make me into a god. They are worshipping, but so that they can become a strong controller. So there is no humility developing. That is why Srila Prabhupada said brahmachari should beg. When you beg, your humility goes up, your pride goes down. Right? Have you seen that? Harulas Maharaj till day, he goes to everybody and say, hey, we are doing this Janmashtami, can you give us a donation? So every time he does that, his humility increases. Because if you don't give, somebody else will give. It's not like you are center of the universe, right? But still, he asks everyone so as to increase his humility and also give a chance for these individuals to use their hard-earned money in the service of Krishna. Otherwise, if they use it in sense gratification, what will happen? The individual spiritual progress is slowed down, right? So the more we use for sense gratification, the slower our path is. So that's why Srila Prabhupada encouraged all of these ISKCON people to beg from others, not for their own purpose, to beg for the sake of temple, to ensure that temple activities continue, more temples get built. Actually, there is so much money in the world, right? If everyone starts giving it for the protection of Dharma, we'll have probably temple every street corner. It's possible. There was one time In Christian history, when there was every street corner, there used to be a church. Every street corner. Even if you go to Germany now, you'll see that. So, I mean, provided in that building, real worship of God happens. If it's just some drama, then there's no point, right? Why have a beautiful building to just do some drama? So it's like that. Okay, let's chant now. Sri Krishna.